Hey everyone, and welcome back. So, I just want to talk about this soup that I've been trying to perfect. And the crazy thing is, I don't really have a name for it. So, as you guys know, in some countries, winter is here or winter is around the bend, depending where you're at. So, what this soup is, I want to drain off this water. That's very important anytime you're making soup. Really drain that out. What this is a rich, creamy soup. It's very delicious. It's got Rotel dip in it, or excuse me, Rotel, a can of Rotel, black beans, chicken, and it's very simple. Now, depending on the thickness of this, you see my cream cheese still needs a while to go. That's what the white chunks is. So let me go ahead and turn it back on here. Now, be very careful. You don't want this to burn. So I'm going to hit it on low and let this warm up, and I can have some as a little, well, breakfast at this time. But this is a great lunch, great dinner, and as you see, depending on how you make the recipe. Now, like I said, I don't really know what to call this, and I'm still tweaking this recipe. This is the second time I've kind of played with the recipe and made it. So, what this calls for is chicken broth or chicken bouillon, 1 can of black beans, cream cheese, depending 1 or 2, and we'll get into that in a minute, a packet of ranch, the ranch seasoning you can make dip out of, the ranch packet, and a can of Rotel. Now, what you want to do is what I do is I usually get a pack of 4 chicken breasts, and then I will pull out how many I want. But what's good about this is, you have leftover, you could do like barbecued pulled chicken for salads, or you could do like chicken salad. Sorry, I was thinking, but you would have leftover chicken, or if you didn't want leftover chicken, you could just do 1 or 2 chicken breasts, depending how much chicken you want. Now, the first time that I made this, I added way too much chicken, and this time I didn't want as much. So you see some of this still needs shredded up a little bit, and you just kind of get in here. Now, some of it I shredded up, but you see it's got a couple big pieces that, but you can. And so what we want to do here is, now this is just a crock pot liner. With a cream soup like this, it just makes it easier to clean. And what I do, I just bundle these up, and you can put them in a bowl, cut this bag down a little bit, zip tie it, and then it just makes, easy cleanup. Like I said, you see here, then you don't have to worry about this big ring, when you're cleaning up. So these are just crock pot bag liners, and you can literally get them anywhere. So, back to the chicken. First step, you want to put your chicken in there with 1 or 2 cans of broth, depending how much you want to make. Now, what I did today is I used 1 can of chicken broth and about 5 chicken bouillon cubes and about 1.5 to 2 cups of water. Basically, the base of this is chicken broth. Now, we had talked about those that were vegan and vegetarian. You could do a vegetable broth. For the cream cheese, you could do a vegan cream cheese. You could do, basically you just want to replace the creaminess of that. That is what makes this a really rich, nice, like I said, don't mind the white chunks. Why we streamed, I didn't want it to burn, but those will melt as you go along. So the tomato pieces here are from the can of Rotel. What Rotel is, it's diced tomatoes and green chilies. So this kind of gives off like a creamy Southwestern vibe. And then when you hit it with the ranch pack, it just gives it a great flavor. So, how much ever chicken you want, go ahead and cook that in your chicken broth. Once your chicken is done, take your chicken out and shred it up. Again, if you're making extra chicken, pull it to the side, use it for whatever, but just put how much chicken you want and shred it up in. This is when you add the can of Rotel. It's got the chilies in there with it already. It's got the tomatoes. You add the juice and everything. Now, the next step is very, very important. Now, You want to drain your black beans off. Rinse your black beans off. I cannot rinse your black beans off because if you don't, they will take over the complete soup. Now, I use almost a complete can. If you want the whole can, add the whole can. My family likes a little bit of black beans. I like a little bit. So, add the whole can if you want. Add the half can if you want. If you wanted to replace this for a different vegetable, you could also do that. So once you've got your chicken broth stays in, your black beans, your rotel, you want to add your ranch seasoning. Now, the first time I did this, I cooked with my chicken broth and I cooked the ranch seasoning with the chicken. You could also do that as well. So, once you do that and everything's nice and married, your chicken's already cooked. Your broth is going to be hot, so you really don't want to let this cook forever. Now, I made a bigger pot than last time. Last time I used less broth. Last time I had more chicken, it made it thicker. I wanted it a little more thinner this time. This time I added 2 blocks of cream cheese. Now, it's very rich. It's just a nice, you can see the little, on the seasonings here. That is the ranch seasoning. So, like I said, it's really just kind of play around with it if you want more chicken. I probably could have did a little bit more chicken, but, you know, it's all good. I'm still kind of tweaking this recipe, like I said. So, just give it a stir. Like I said, you just want that cream cheese to marry. So, if you like it a little bit spicy, once you get your bowl, you can add some of your favorite hot sauce. You can eat this with crackers. What I do is sometimes I eat it with crackers, and then sometimes I eat it with tortilla chips. So basically, these are the ingredients here. You could do a chicken thigh, chicken breast. You could do a rotisserie chicken. You could do, again, chicken breast is what I use, but that's just what I had on hand. You could shred a chicken leg, any kind of chicken. Chicken broth or chicken bouillon, that's what this is, bouillon. Black beans, cream cheese, ranch packet, and a can of rotel. Do not be afraid to play around with this recipe. Again, if you want your soup a little thicker, less chicken broth. If you don't want it as creamy and robust, do only 1. But if you're going to do, I suggest 1 block of cream cheese or 1 block of vegan cream cheese, do half the chicken broth that I did. I mean, as you can tell here, I made a pretty decent amount. So let's get ahead and get our measuring cup. And again, you know, you really want this too, but it's all good. I just kind of want to do, you know, a little sample for us to try and a little bit. Go ahead and get a little bit out here. And you want to, like I said, scoop down in because obviously you see there, that's all the chicken and everything. Okay. You could do a little shredded, you know, parsley on top, a little shredded cheddar, you know, whatever you want to garnish. You could do, like I said, your favorite hot sauce, whatever you want on top. And then crackers, serve with crackers, tortilla chips, pita, whatever you want. Okay, let's go ahead and give this a whirl. And like I said, it's just, and like I said, the cream cheese will melt. I turned it off during the stream because I didn't want the cream cheese to, you know, get too melty. So let's get a little bit of everything here and give it a whirl. That is fantastic. You would think, Kaya, ranch packet, what? You get the nice richness from the cream cheese. It gives it that nice velvety. You get the nice heartiness from the chicken broth. The black beans just give it that nice heartiness. You get the nice acidity from the tomatoes. As you can see here, the little seasonings are from the ranch. There's a pepper from the rotel. This is fantastic, you guys. Like I said, I've been trying to play around with this recipe. But, you know, just be careful. Like I said, do the cream cheese or vegan cream cheese part last. And again, if you're vegan, vegetarian, just take the chicken out. Do you like a tofu, a tofurkey, anything you want, but it's just a nice, broth, and you get that velvety, like I said, I don't want to keep saying it, but it's just great for a cold day. It's really filling. And once you add, some tortillas or crackers to it, it makes a great meal. So, all right, you guys, thumbs up. Like I said, sorry I don't really have a name for this. I just kind of been playing with this recipe throughout, trying to, like I said, the first time I made it, it was too thick. It was more like a dip, more like a hardcore stew. This is definitely a lot thinner. So, like I said, guys, I will work on this and maybe we'll make it together one day. And now that I've kind of got the gist of the thickness, thinness, add a little, basically your chicken broth is what, again, there's a little bit of juice in your can of Rotel, your tomatoes and chilies, but as much as you're going to make is going to be your chicken broth. And where the cream cheese is going to come to play, that is going to be your thickener. Now, if you only add 1 block of cream cheese, it's not going to be this thick and this hearty. This is 2 blocks of cream cheese. Now, last time I cut this recipe, I only used 1 block, and I used a lot more chicken, and it was thicker. So, all right, guys, let me know if you tried this. Thanks again for joining me. I hope you guys had a great night. I did too. Always fun, and I will see you guys back later. Leave me a thumbs up if you like these quick little easy recipes, and sorry I don't really have a name for this, and I will see you guys later. You know what it is. Have a great day, great night, and Kaya is out.